Alright, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Neep Sidebot. Now, some of you guys may have watched my video talking about my wish list for Modern Warfare 3 and talking about the whole Call of Duty franchise as a whole. And I touched on so many topics, touched on the fucking fanboys of the game and touched on the fucking haters of the game and stuff like that. That's talking a lot of shit on the Call of Duty franchise and things of that nature. Now, I mean, even my own friends be talking a lot of stuff saying that it gets boring, it's getting old. And I ask people, what do you want and stuff like that? What do you expect them to do? And I'm about to show you guys a segment from Game Trailers Invisible Walls podcast, which aired 3 days after I made that video. And Shane Satterfield, which is one of the guys inside this podcast, it seemed like he fucking read my mind word for word and mocked my words that I said. It seemed like he watched my video, and because he brought up some of the same topics, he said some of the same shit I be saying to people and said inside that video. So I'm going to play that video right now. It's like a 10-minute segment or whatever, so stay tuned, and you will not want to miss this podcast segment, this talk right now. Check it out.
Speaking more generally, like, do you think the fact that we're finding this introduction a little underwhelming is because there's not much new in the game, or because they hastily put together this trailer? You know,
no, I think this was planned. No, I think this was planned. It was another, what was it, NBA game or something?
Yeah,
it's what they've been
really
doing. So I'm sure this was planned.
Here's
well
my
in advance.
question to you guys: what do you want? How do you make this game better? What could they have done that you guys wouldn't be sitting here right now saying?
No, I mean it's kind of the problem. I mean, to go.
I mean, what do you want?
No, I mean to go spoiler wise. I mean, I felt like Modern Warfare, the first Modern Warfare, like when they had the guy, when you were getting dragged through the streets and you got shot in the head, and when the A-bomb went off, you're like, oh my god, these are huge moments. And then, yeah, I'm totally spoiling these games, by the way. And then Modern Warfare 2 came out, and it's like, you're in fucking outer space, we're gonna have a, what's the thing, an EP? No. EMP, go off, and I mean...
Well, the big thing there was no Russian, right? And
yeah, no Russian. You're trying to...
like that.
They're trying to, continually up the ante, because they feel like they have to, but at a certain point, it's like the rule of cool. I mean, as cool as it gets, at a certain point, it just starts getting kind of ridiculous. Like, I like to think of, like, Silence of the Lambs, where the shit's fucking retarded, but the movie was done so well, you're okay with it, and then you watch Hannibal, and you're like... this is fucking retarded and it's not good.
But it goes back to the question, what do you want them to do? Do you want it to be this boring thing where you see some dude walking through the grass for 2 minutes?
I think the people who like Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, big time, they're probably just waiting to hear about what's going on with multiplayer. I think that's the answer. If they do something meaningful there that changes the game in a way that is positive for it, then...
Right, but I get that.
I would have been happy...
to my question, what could
New
they
engine.
have done?
New engine.
I just don't want to be strung along from in a linear fashion from set piece to set piece to set piece.
But how do you know that that's the case watching that trailer?
It might not be the case
but that has been.
Assumptions.
I mean, we're making assumptions based on what we already know, and I think Mike has a valid point. And this was my biggest problem with the last game, Black Ops, which wasn't Modern Warfare 2 or 3, but Black Ops had that problem. And I think that the Call of Duty franchise has been going that direction.
What game doesn't do that besides RPGs at this point?
You mean in first-person shooter genre? Yeah. I mean, what do you want? Like the Servant-Eye level from GoldenEye.
But no, but I'm asking you, what did you want to see in that trailer that you didn't see, and therefore makes you dislike that debut trailer? Why is everybody so down on it based upon that trailer? Is my question.
The trailer, I'm not down on the trailer. It just doesn't get me excited.
What do you want?
Modern Warfare 3.
Do you want the whole world exploding?
The trailer. No trailer.
I want to fight on the moon.
No trailer is going to do it for me. It's going to have to. They have to show off actual gameplay. That will be what sells me.
Look,
I
think people.
Alright, so he paused right there. He said he wants to see actual gameplay. Little do they know, and they're professionals, 80% of that fucking trailer was gameplay. And I can tell, and I'm just a fucking hardcore gamer. I'm not even a professional gamer that make podcasts and stuff like that. Which I'm going to start, actually, but, I mean, come on now. Let me continue.
Are a little bit weary of...
It's like, oh my god, they showed people shooting guns and shit blowing up. It sucks.
But did you think the trailer... Did you think that... Well, Shane... No. Shane, did you think the trailer was good?
I thought it was pretty much what I expected it to be. I don't think it's bad. I think it's a pretty good trailer.
You didn't think it was underwhelming?
No.
Okay.
Why would it be underwhelming?
Miguel
what did you want? Answer the question.
Well, Miguel has hit the nail on the head. I think
Okay, now notice how many times in the whole video he said, what do you want? That goes out to all you motherfuckers out there. And if you're my friend, it goes out to you too. Because, like, it irritates me. People keep on talking about, oh, it just keep getting boring. What the fuck do you want? Keep on asking you. I keep asking everybody. And I kept asking that same question. Literally how you said it. Like, what do you want? What do you expect for them to do? No, nobody answered the question. You see how all them inside here that he keep on saying that to, they're not answering the fucking question.
we personally, I mean, a bunch of us are suffering from franchise fatigue with Call of Duty. We've discussed it before with games like Assassin's Creed, where they don't need a game every year. Now, I understand that Activision need Call of Duty every year because they've got fuck all else. They've murdered every other franchise. But somebody tweeted actually at me when the trailer was announced that they've turned it into Modern Warfare, Guitar Hero World Tour, and they have to ramp it up every time. They have to make it bigger, better. Once we sit down and see it, and you've seen more than we have. We haven't seen anything here. You can't talk about it. 2 weeks. We're all going to go see it at Activision. They even invited me. Exactly.
Which just means obviously they do not watch Invisible Walls.
No, exactly. But no, I think in 2 weeks we'll sit down, we'll have a discussion. I'm not going to go in and look at this and say I'm going to criticize right off the bat. The thing I looked at was I looked at the big set pieces, and while they're cool, it's set pieces that I hope they don't go down the route of you just getting from set piece to set piece. You're being led by the nose again. I'm hoping
just feel like this franchise.
So what their main concern is, and everybody else's concern, and hello, because you can see me on the screen, they don't like how the Call of Duty franchise, the games, is linear and it takes you from one plot point to the next. That's how all the Call of Duty games have been. If they change that, it'll turn to Battle Call of Duty, or whatever. Call of Duty just stay the same. There's already like 7 or 8 games in the franchise or whatever, so why change from the way the game plays? They've been doing a good job at how the way the single player plays, so I mean they shouldn't change it. Just make it a little bit more free roam where you can choose different paths.
Is chastised for the stuff that every other game does, and everyone thinks it is cool in those other games.
Well, don't you think that there's a good reason why people are a little skeptical right now?
That piece, you're being led by the nose again.
I just feel like this franchise is chastised for the stuff that every other game does, and everyone thinks it is cool in those other games.
Well, don't you think that there's a good reason why people are a little skeptical right now?
Well, the big thing here is that this game sold
gazillions.
I mean,
right.
We're hearing from this very small group of people who, for whatever reason, have built up this anger towards the franchise, when the truth be told is, there's 2 million people playing the game right now on Xbox Live.
Let me throw this out to you. I have less anger towards Modern Warfare as a franchise. I am sick to the back teeth to Call of Duty as a franchise. I don't need Black Ops. I don't need World at War. If there's a 2-year gap between Modern Warfare, every time there was nothing in the middle, I would feel a lot more happy and excited about it. But
what do you want? See, that's the thing. You always say you hate it. You never say what you want. I mean, why are people all over Battle?
You always say you guys always talk shit talking about you hate the game, but you never say what the fuck you want. And then one person did mention they want a new engine. I mean, Call of Duty already look fucking sexy as hell. I mean, new engine just gonna shit on all the other games that's out there. And then that goes back to the topic I was talking about. To my friends, the consoles can only do so much. It's not like a PC where you can upgrade the graphics. You can't upgrade shit with the PS3 and the 360 except for a firmware, and that doesn't change the processor speed or the graphics power. So, I think I went back too far.
Let me throw this out to you. I have less anger towards Modern Warfare as a franchise. I am sick to the back teeth to Call of Duty as a franchise. I don't need Black Ops. I don't need World at War. If there's a 2-year gap between, Modern Warfare, every time there was nothing in the middle, I would feel a lot more happy and excited about it. But
what do you want? See, that's the thing. You always say you hate it, but you never say what you want. I mean, why are people all over Battlefield 3, for instance? Why do people think that's okay?
Well, I think it's also
but Call of Duty's not. Why is that?
It's in our nature, and I think a lot of stuff is starting to catch up with Activision with regards to Bobby Kotick mouthing off. And we haven't mentioned him in a while.
Irrelevant. It's just a video game. Who cares about Bobby fucking Kotick?
Here's my view. People are skeptical about it because number one, it's a new studio, a new series of studios that are doing this, and people are kind of. I think they're rightfully alarmed that this might turn into the same kind of phenomenon that Marcus describes, where it's an iteration every year.
But the point that you're missing is not that same situation. They have 2 completely different teams making these games, and they're working on them for 2 years at a time. It's not like the Madden team who finishes a game, and it's the same 120 guys working on the next one.
Didn't I just mention that inside my video 3 days before this podcast?
Already somebody working on Treyarch's next Call of Duty, and they've been working on it for a year already. It's not just because it comes out every year doesn't mean you can just say, oh, it's just like EA Sports games, or oh, it's just like it's different.
I don't know. My concern is that there's two different studios working on it, but it's very successful, and I think it's a victim that the success might be the consequence that Activision wants it to sell so many. Follow this formula, follow this pattern, and yes, if you like Call of Duty for that, you're getting that every single time. You probably shouldn't be as skeptical. But for me, like after Modern Warfare 1 and Modern Warfare 2, I was like, all right, I want something a little bit different. Try something. Do something a little bit different, but I just feel like they're not going to do that. It's going to be the same game, which is not bad. Right. I just want them to try something a little different.
What shooter have you guys played in the last 3 years that encapsulates what you're talking about, or is better in your opinion than these games?
Everything's been shit since Half-Life 2.
Right, so are we... That's what I'm getting at.
No, all right, let me throw this out of you.
Is the shooter genre dead?
I don't think it's the shooter genre.
I don't think you can do anything more than they're doing.
My personal perspective, I am burned out on military shooters.
I think that's the problem. That is the big issue. But all the ire seems to be shot at this one game because it sells well. But truth be told, like the genre itself is just stagnantly
It's the biggest fish to shoot at, and it's within our nature that when something gets hugely successful, we shoot at it. It's human nature. That's what we do. Brits do it. Americans do it. You know, we want to take it down. The two big shooters I'm excited for this year, one is Duke Nukem Forever, the other one is Deus Ex. They couldn't be more polar opposites towards Modern Warfare. I will play Modern Warfare. I will, try to take it at face value and enjoy it as a game. But I'm just sick to the back teeth of, modern combat, real world. I mean, seriously, the news is depressing enough.
Let me stop it right there again.
So
do you hear what he say? I'm sick to the teeth of modern combat games. Now, that's the same shit about 5 years ago that people were saying as far as these World War II games. I'm sick to the teeth of fucking World War II Vietnam games. I'm tired of fucking, it's the same thing over and over, Vietnam, World War II, and when you get the German weapons and this and that, and then take out the tanks and all that. So what did they, oh man, it's a lose-lose situation.
that goes, that's the bigger question. Is the genre dying? Is it stagnating? What can be done with
Not
the
financially.
genre?
No, not financially.
Right.
Creatively, it might be
to
a
the
little
otaku
bit.
and to a lot of people.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
like,
know. I could still get into military stuff. I think that's such a huge field that I feel that I could still be surprised in it.
See, I'm like the exact opposite. I hate military stuff, but I will put down my money for the Modern Warfare games because they're that good.
So why is Battlefield kind of getting a pass here? Because if you look, Battlefield 3 looks
Well, it
great,
looks
don't
good.
get me
It's
wrong.
the underdog.
But
Battlefield is
if
the
you
underdog.
watch it, they're doing their very best to just emulate.
They've said
what Call
that
of
they
Duty's doing.
want to.
I hear what he's saying. That right now with Battlefield 3, which I don't disagree. They're emulating exactly what Call of Duty is doing. Same thing with what whatchamacallit did. Crysis 2. Emulated exactly. I mean, kill cams, perks. Did exactly what Call of Duty's doing. And I'm not a
But everyone's
fanboy.
like,
I'm just
oh,
getting sick and tired of everybody talking
Battlefield's
about this
cool,
one
Modern Warfare
game.
3 sucks. Like,
It's
why?
one of those things that it's become cool to slag Modern Warfare,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of people are doing.
Well,
it,
it's
you
cool
know.
to a very small group of people. Meanwhile, there's 10 million people who love the shit out of it and are playing it every night and saying, I don't care what people think about it.
It doesn't take.
And that's that. And he ended off saying that 10 million people is playing it, and they don't really care what nobody thinks. Now, I'm not a Call of Duty fanboy. Everybody now, you may be thinking that by me making this video and talking all this shit and saying this and that. If you go look at my page, you see I play all kind of shooters. I'm just getting fucking sick and tired of people talking about this in particular fucking shooter, and this is one of my main franchises that I like or whatever as far as shooting franchises. One of the biggest franchises, one of the longest shooting franchises or whatever. Name one that's longer than Call of Duty or Medal of Honor. I mean, this is one of the longest franchises out there. The thing is, people run their mouth, but I mean, people do tell Infinity Ward and Activision and things of that nature what they want, but as soon as they do this shit, you fucking complain. So it's a lose-lose situation. I think they're doing exactly what they need to do. They don't need to change the Call of Duty franchise and the games from nothing. Keep it, I mean, have those epic drop points, have those epic stories, and keep it as that. You can't impress the fucking multiplayer people out there these days because they're so fucking picky. As soon as you get them what they want, they always complain more. So, whatever. Case is closed.